Welcome back, folks, to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. On today's show, we are joined by Gaurav Juneja from MEX Exhibitions and our old friend and colleague, Tom Butters from the Lighting Agora. He's here joining us. But before we get to our conversation about the Canada Light Expo, which is coming up in November, we want to remind you of our good friends at etissl.com, Greg Eric. I was on their site today. These guys are kicking ass and taking names, buddy.
That's right. They've got just about everything you can imagine. And one thing I want to highlight today is a flat panel. I know a lot of people have a flat panel, but some people just dabble in it. Say, I'm going to give you a 2x4. They've got 2x4, 2x2, and 1x4. And they have every 27 configurations equals 3 SKUs. So that's what you get, 27 different fixtures in those three. They have color selectability, wattage selectability. They can be surface mounted, easily flipped with a switch on the back of it, very thin profile. Very nice flat panels. Not all flat panels are equal. Theirs are very good, very different.
I
Check them
agree
out.
with that. There's a lot of flat panels are not equal. Go to etissl.com. Of course, the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. That's right. I'm wearing my hat today. This association is for people that have light bulbs in warehouses. So if you have light bulbs or light fixtures in a warehouse and you sell them over a counter or you sell them on the phone or you sell them on the internet or you sell them on Amazon, however you sell them, that doesn't matter. It matters that you have light bulbs in a warehouse and you sell them to people. You should join the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. Even we just got a Canadian member the other day, Greg, called in, says they listen to the Get a Grip on Lighting. I got to join Nailed. That's right. If you're in Canada too, you can join Nailed. So come on in Mexico as well. So join the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors. I'm so happy to be joined by Gaurav Juneja and Tom Butters. Gaurav, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Hi, welcome.
It looks like you're running shows all over the world. I see LED Expo India, LED Expo Thailand, and now LED Expo in Canada. What's the plan? You taking over?
Yes. Yeah. It's so basically what we were doing the shows in India since started in 2009. In Thailand, we started in 2013. So we wanted to expand to the U.S. and Canada market. U.S. already had shows, but Canada didn't have a show.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, and this industry is a big industry. Lighting is a very big industry, but unfortunately, it didn't have any show. So we thought that we'll do some show, we'll organize a show there for the local Canadian market. Because after COVID, what we've seen, everything has become geo-local. People don't like to travel to bigger shows or mother shows, maybe in Germany or China or even US. The attendance has gone down. So we've seen that people prefer to be in the country. So that's the reason we thought there's a need for a show in Canada, and the lighting industry is quite big. There's ample use of lighting there. It's not only the I would say the traditional lighting, but the architectural lighting and monument lighting, other lightings. So that was one opportunity where we thought yes, Canada can be another big lighting market for the world.
I couldn't agree with you more. The size of Canada's economy, Tom, is often underestimated simply because it's next to the United States. But Canada is, I think, in the top seven world economies by GDP. It's a huge economy, and it doesn't have a lighting show. So very insightful, Gaurav. Tom, I've been hearing about Canada Light Expo for a while, and I've had different people from the U.S. saying, I'm going to be in Toronto in November, Mike. I'm going to be in Toronto in November. I'm going to be in Toronto in November. And then I saw the Canada Light Expo go out, and we got invited. And how excited are you, Tom?
Um, that's a great question. I don't think I could be more excited about the future of Canada Light Expo. It's a necessity since IDEX went down. I don't know how many years ago. It could be a decade even ago. Canada hasn't had its own lighting show, and Canada Light Expo is the answer to our question, to our plea that we need a show. And I'm so proud to be involved with Gaurav and Tamini from MEX International. And I don't know. I'm just like the knowledge partner, right? I'm just doing a small portion of it, which is to bring the education program up to a certain level of credibility. And but I'm proud to be associated with Gaurav.
And I've had several Americans, Greg, from Nailed that have been talking about coming to the Canada Light Expo. Some of our colleagues in Nailed. Um, what do you think, Greg? Are you going to make it up?
I don't know. That's what I was gonna check in on and see how it was different than maybe the other shows that are out there. but maybe I always like to visit you up there. I know it's in Toronto, but the
Yeah, it's
question I
going to
guess
be
for Gaurav,
warmer here than in Minnesota, Greg.
it's like 80 right now, but yes,
And in
I
fact,
agree.
what Tom just said that it's a show, independent show after IDEX. See, whatever used to happen in IDEX or other shows, there were few lighting companies who used to participate in other architectural shows, building material shows, and all those shows. But here, this show is exclusively for the lighting industry. It is for by the lighting industry, I would say. Definitely, it's the first attempt, first show. We cannot expect to be as used at the American shows, and as you said, that the Canadian economy is smaller. But yes, there's a proverb like Rome was not built in a day. So it's the same thing, I think, so what we apply. We cannot expect the show to be, very huge show, but definitely we have a very great content. Tom has really put a lot of efforts, and we're banking on the educational program. So that's a fantastic seminar program what we have along with the exhibition.
I think
So
you got the best guy in North America anyway for the content of the show, in my opinion. Can't beat Tom Butters, Greg,
no,
when
you're
it
right.
comes to content,
No, Tom, a
educational
long time.
content.
That's right. You'll bring it. And before we get into the specifics about that, maybe for Gaurav, you had Thailand, India, and Canada. Is the template the same on all three shows, or is it a little bit different? You have to tweak it per country.
More or less, the template the same as exhibition, but here is more of exhibition and education because what we've seen in this part of the world, America and Canada, people, are more interested in the education part. So that's one of the thing where it's we're giving equal importance to the education and the exhibition. Whereas if you talk about India and Thailand, the education of the seminar part is less. So that's a little bit different here. And I would say the India and the Thailand are established shows. India, we've already done that. Thailand is since last 10 years. It's bigger, more of I would say more of commercial lighting and those sort of exhibitors are there. It's more like an exhibition. So
Got it.
here it's we are
And
trying to do it more like a convex model.
sure. And I'm going to ask Mike a question, then we'll get into content with Tom. The exhibitors of the show. I know you've talked to me before about it, but are most U.S. manufacturers, the people that I deal with in Minnesota, also have a Canadian extension or a branch or a warehouse, or they can sell to Canada? How does it work?
So I see the I haven't seen the exhibitor list yet. The other exhibitors. I know
Yep.
Get a Grip on Lighting's going to have a booth there. Folks, come on down. We're going to be live streaming from the show. But yeah, most of the companies that you would think about from a nailed perspective would do business in Canada, or even have a warehouse in the Toronto area. Most of them would have it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not all of them, but most of them. It's a big market. Ontario is probably the third or fourth biggest market in provincial or state jurisdiction in North America. But Tom, you got David Katz, Shirley Coyle, Robert Solar, Webster Marsh, host of the Lighting Controls podcast, Mark Lean. This is a lineup.
Yes, Mark Lean
You're
is
on
a
mute.
draw.
You're on mute, Tom. You got to unmute.
Sorry, we're very pleased with our slate of presenters. I reached out. I'm like as the knowledge provider, like the Lighting Agora, reached out to people, and we didn't have anybody turn us down.
Mm.
So we went to and we tried to make sure that we had a local component and an
Mm-hmm.
a continental component, and I think we've done well with that. So there are 11 local experts. What Toronto may not be aware of is we have lighting experts right here in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 11 of these local experts. Okay, so 10 and me, local experts that are going to be presenting. And then we have a group of fabulous presenters that you would see at Light Fair, at Munich in or Frankfurt, sorry, and Leducation. So we have like Mark Lean, Bob Solar, all sorts of wonderful people, all the way from Florida to Portland, from San Diego to Boston, and then our local component. So I'm thrilled with our slate.
Yeah, it looks like a great lineup. And, Gaurav, when you say the show is going to be a little bit smaller, Tom, just mute your mic again there. When you say the show is going to be a little bit smaller, I'm actually getting into these smaller shows, like that are not so vast. Like Light Fair used to be so enormous, you couldn't even get through it in 3 days. You go to Munich, you can't get through. I'm sorry, Frankfurt, you can't get through it in a week. You can't see
Yeah.
everything. Some of these smaller shows, it's better for meeting people and doing business.
Yes, absolutely. We do a couple of other industry shows also. What we've seen, the smaller shows, the exhibitors are getting much better response. Even the buyers who come to the show, they get much more attention from the exhibitors. So here, there, the more meaningful discussions are happening. So we're trying to get in done business B2B matchings at the show. So this is where the connections will really happen and the actual business will happen. In fact, our pre-registration in terms of the buyers is very good. We've got good couple of lighting designers, architects, specifiers, and it's not only from the Toronto region. In fact, from whole over Canada, we've got registration and people from Edmonton, Alberta, Vancouver. Definitely, a couple of them are flying from US. So that's a very positive sign. Yes, the show is getting its importance, and people are coming to meet these Canadian companies. It's because it's not only we have the Canadian company, we have some US companies, we have company from Turkey, we have company from Greece, and some top companies from China who are already supplying to Canadian and US companies.
Is there still room for other exhibitors? I know there's room for registration, so people can still register to come, but can other exhibitors still get in on the action?
See, as an organizer, I'll tell you a thumb rule. As an organizer, we can always fit in anyone at the last minute also.
So if you want to pull off a Canadian heist, if you want to come up here and sell to some
Yes.
Canadians, Canada Light Expo, Greg, is a good place to start, I think.
Yeah, I'm making something I have to check out and make sure I can get there, but let's do it. The agenda I was looking at a little bit online here, and I don't know if who wants to handle it there on your end, but a 3 day deal it looks like, and there's presentations throughout. Is there other activities, or is there exhibit hall? Is that kind of the in between, or what are you guys thinking on in terms of how it's going to play out?
Tom, why don't you take that one?
So,
From the
so
educational
this,
component, yes, Gaurav, I'll be putting off to you very very quickly. There are different levels of registration, and the level that if you register for the educational content, you get the access to the whole area entirely. The Toronto section, which is one of the largest, the Toronto IES section, which is one of the largest IES sections in North America. They're having their technical luncheon. They're having their technical luncheon at the event for Mark Lean's keynote speech. So we're trying to integrate it as much as possible. But if you buy the educational content, and Grove, please correct me if I'm mistaken, is a higher level. It costs a little bit more, but it's majorly worth it compared to just plain registration and the floor.
Absolutely, Tom. The educational is priced at right higher than the regular fare. So basically, I was trying to say that the show area itself has the seminar inside it. So we don't have seminar room separately outside. It's within the show floor area. So a person coming to the exhibition or any delegate coming to the show area has to cross the exhibition, is inside the exhibition. So we're not letting anyone go out. So everyone is there inside the show floor.
I think that's a good move. I like
And
shows that do that.
yeah, the first day, yeah, and the first day we have the IS networking luncheon. So that's not only for IS members, it's other delegates also who are coming for the first day. So it's inside the seminar area. So that would be a good opportunity for people to network and mingle around.
Got it.
See,
And I
exhibition was
always
all
like
about
when,
networking. Yeah,
yeah,
exhibition
networking
was all
and
about
then
networking.
That's that
yep,
delay I warned you guys about. Remember, I warned you about the
that's right.
delay? I warned you,
We're
Greg.
working on
You
it.
got to be a professional,
Yeah,
buddy.
trying. Um, the attendee profile, I know that it's very difficult to say, but is this just for lighting people? I mean, that's what I always tell people. Go to the show because you're a lighting person, whether you're a distributor, designer, contractor, whatever the case is. Do you have any over idea of who's going to be showing up?
So we've got registration from lighting designers, from architects, interior designers, electrical contractors, even lighting stores. So we've got a mix of whatever is relevant for the industry. We got those sort of people.
Everybody
Plus
seems to
position.
forget, Gaurav. Everybody seems to forget. We're going to go to you in a second, Tom. That lighting distributors and electrical distributors buy all the lights mostly. Tom, over to you, buddy. So distributors out there, get down to Canada Light Expo. Tom.
Yeah, 100%. We've got special discounts for IES members and IALD members. So if you're a member of any of those associations or either of those associations, please let us know. Give us a call. We've got a discount for you because you're part of that organization.
Wow. I want you guys to, yeah, 1 second. I'll give you the final thought there, Gaurav. I'm just going to put the website out right now, CanadaLightExpo.com. Go there right now. Click the link. Register. Come on into Toronto. Gaurav.
I was about to say that's what Tom said, that special discount for IES and IELD members. And the secret code is only with Tom.
I think that's a
It's
good
always with
place to
Tom.
call it. Greg,
Yeah.
let's go to etissl.com, one of our partners here on Get a Grip on Lighting.
That's right. You need to have flat panels in your arsenal. Why not go with 3 SKUs that can do 27 different fixture configurations? 1x4, 2x2, 2x4 flat panel, color selectable, wattage selectable, and in stock and available and ready to go. ETI.
And get down to the Canada Light Expo, especially if you're in Ontario. Why wait? Register today, CanadaLightExpo.com. Also, I didn't hear a discount code for members of the National Association of Innovative Lighting Distributors, but I'm going to put
I
Tom
love
in a
that.
headlock.
Yeah,
What's up?
I love that. I love that. It's going to be coming. Gaurav, I'm not overstepping, am I? It's coming.
No,
A
no,
special
not at all.
discount for
Definitely
members.
we'll send out
Yeah, we'll
special
be sending it
discount
and
for
come to
anyone.
me, Tom. Right? Yeah.
All right. So now I got it for you guys. All you nail members out there, you want to come to Toronto and hang out with me, go to CanadaLightExpo.com, and then you'll get it. We'll figure out that discount. We'll email all the guys about the show. We'll email the membership, Greg. And, of course, if you got light bulbs in a warehouse, you got to join NAILD. We're your crucial shield. Go to NAILD.org. Thank you all for listening.